The extreme right wing sees us, and they have a mantra. I don't hear you. Ha 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 ha. In this state of Maine, in Skowhegan, in Bath, in Southwest Harbor, in Waterville, all over the state, every Saturday and Sunday there are vigils. They're vigils for peace, but isn't that what we all want? Don't all roads lead to that? And does not peace give us back the things we need? So let's go to those right-wingers that say, we don't hear you, and gather our voices by the hundreds and make your voice heard on the bridges of the state of Maine and say, we are in solidarity. The time they listen to us.
Carolyn Chu says it's not left and right, it's up and down, and one of the very hopeful things for me today was how many people are talking about the Tea Party in terms of they're like us, they have a lot of the same concerns that we have, and we can talk to each other, and that feels really important to me, especially when I look at the economic breakdown of who's in the Tea Party and who calls themselves a so-called movement. So it's important, and I was really glad to hear what I heard today.
Okay. If there's something you're interested in doing or do with others, that would be good. Something else inspirational, boy, I don't get too many. What we'll do is we'll go around this way to start with Lynn, and then we'll come back again.
I too want to just underscore how impressed I was that there was anyone under 30 here at all, and I'm so excited that they're back. That's
Actually,
great.
some of us have been here for 15 years.
I'm so grateful for Pat's workshop. It just was enlightening, and he reminded me about Mondragon, the fabulous place. And you should research this. It's a great film you can get. Just go online. I don't know how exactly to spell it, but it's the place where the basic concept of the cooperative started in the 30s, before the Civil War. And two other really good films that we had already in Belfast as a little fundraiser. One is called Killer Coke, about the case for Coca-Cola in Colombia, where their bottling plant, at the bottling plant there, where their hired thugs raped, tortured, and killed 340 people because they wanted to join the union. So there is a site, Killer Coke. You can go online, and that's a great film to get. It's also to understand. The other one is a quick one. I'm so concerned, although I'm deeply embedded with animals, about the plastic bottles. We had another good fundraiser with a film called Tapped, and that you can also go to, Tapped, the film online. And if you want to see what a big corporation is doing, how it's gotten too big, Coca-Cola is stealing all the water out, and Corpus Christi, Texas is where the plastic bottles are made, and they've all got cancer, stole the water from Poland Springs, Nestle did. So those are three good films, and I thank you very much, Larry.
And let's try and be as succinct as we can, since it's 4:10. Yeah, Malika.
Let's see, I was really inspired to hear about participatory economics and look forward to reading more about that. In my hometown of Troy, my partner Scott and I are trying to think about taking our farm and turning it into a town farm, sort of reimagined town farm that would allow young people who want to farm to come and farm, and maybe use some labor of people who could do things there to assist elders in the community age in place gracefully, without having to leave our community, because elders are really an important part of our particular community and we want to keep them there as long as we can. So anybody that wants to help think about that with us, we'd really love to hear from you. Thanks. Thanks, Larry.
Great.
I'm working on a project in Hancock County, focusing at sort of the county level on use of firewood for residential heating. And as a way to reduce carbon footprint and increase energy security and increase economic security, especially for low-income people. And today I was really inspired to sort of frame that work by trying to get people to think about that kind of as an opportunity for taking part in a solidarity economy, and also in taking the little lots they have of 2 to 10 acres of land that are in these big tracts of 300 or 400 acres often, and thinking of reconceiving them not as just my backyard, but as part of our neighborhood forest in a kind of process of communization. I'm not entirely happy with that term, but the concept I really love. Anyone who's interested in those kinds of themes, I'd be really delighted to talk with them.
Hey, I have an idea I'd like to throw out to you. We heard last year lots and lots of talk about single-payer health plan, and then, of course, that didn't. They weren't even letting the door to talk about it at the national level, and the most they could be hopeful with this public option, and even that got shot down. So why not bypass both the government and the big pharmaceutical insurance companies and have a do-it-yourself single-payer system by having thousands of people voluntarily opt in? And you have an escrow account, and we hire our own managers, we hire our own doctors and nurses, and our own accountants. We do it ourselves. I'm not organizing. I do.
Yes, you are. I'm getting a credential in global career development facilitation, so you've redefined what career is for all of us today. And I plan to take it back to my class because I was tasked with thinking of what are the 5 emerging labor market trends in Maine, and I believe this is one of them. Also, I hope to create a participatory economy youth council in Western Maine to balance the labor workforce investment board youth council. And I will check with my supervisors to make sure that it's okay. Because I'm not having my job to that hours I'm going to be.
Okay, we're moving this way. Any Ethan?
This is a little bit of a longer term thing, but I just kind of want to give like a heads up that Olivia and I are really excited about trying to see how we can get some of these conversations going in kind of a more regular and sort of structured kind of process sort of way around the state to start to think about, I mean, how across the state of Maine do we gradually convene a process of imagining a different kind of economy and organize around that. And so for those of you that were in our Solidarity Economy workshop, some of those kind of things that we talked about would animate this project. Bringing people together to identify what exists and thinking about how to make connections and brainstorming together. And so it's really rough, and over the next year to a year and a half, we want to do a lot of planning and conversations with people and just try and get this ball rolling slowly but systematically so that it really happens. But so all of you in this room, we really want to work with you and other people who aren't in this room. But so this is just a heads up that you may be hearing from us at some point in the near future. Or the sort of near, not exactly near future. But, it would be great to have you on board when it comes together. Woo! Throughout the state.
Reimagining is a word that I've heard a few times today. I think it's a huge concept. Something that I've been working on is not myself developing, but putting together the people with the interest in developing and the people that can develop a kind of a game where you would convert the war economy to a peace economy, and that people that sit on Facebook all day and play little games might want to play this game because it would be cool and fun and you can compete with your friends. So that's something that I've been working on to help people reimagine, because like people in this room don't, we all know how much help we need reimagining, but a lot of people in this country need a huge amount of help reimagining their possibilities.
You can go back around, Megan.
This is something that I've dreamed of doing, and it just occurred to me maybe I should just say it out loud. So I guess it'd fall into something I'd like to do with others category, but I really like to hang out with kids, and I feel like I don't have enough time or like enough space in my life to do that. I'm not like pursuing it as a career, and I don't really have a lot of credentials to like work with kids. And I know like a lot of people need childcare, so I thought maybe it might be cool to create some kind of group where people that wanted to hang out with kids more, because hanging out with kids is awesome. We could like create some like a list of values around how we do spend time with kids, so that it would be like our own way of accrediting ourselves and each other with like values around raising children. And so I live in Bangor, if anybody wants to talk about that. Yeah, basically. My daughter has 5 kids. I'm sure she'd love to get
Yeah, when you come into the house, Megan.
Organized.
Okay, we're moving this way. Anybody? Go ahead.
Well, first of all, Larry, thank you for inviting me here, and I just wanted to thank everyone for welcoming me here. I've never been to Maine before, so this was a great experience, and I appreciate everyone who came to the workshop and everyone who didn't, but everyone who came to the workshops, I appreciated the feedback that I got, and it was exciting to hear that both people who were excited and people who were totally not excited about stuff, but had criticisms, and it was great. It's like, in both ends it was wonderful, and I hope that people will explore things like participatory economics and the history of other progressive movements in the past to change American society and other societies, and that we can explore that together. And I hope I'll be back someday. That would be, so this was a wonderful experience. But hey, it'd be great. The only thing was more time. It just felt, I was very rushed and I'm exhausted. So, so thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Connecticut don't count.
I'm gonna go through, make sure everybody has a chance to speak. Okay. What? Yes.
I'll let that person go.
Will, did you talk already? No, you didn't. Go ahead.
I had comments from the peanut gallery, which sort of count, but don't. I just want to say really quickly, it is really reassuring. I was talking with one of the other people here at the conference this week about Larry's role in this state, and I think one of the things that a lot of the people who come to the state of Maine from our community, within the radical environmental community, or from the anarchists, the political prisoner support groups, what they find in Maine, which I think a lot of the time is sort of shocking to the younger activists, is what I see as a collusion that exists in this state, intergenerationally speaking. I've felt that since I started doing activism when I was 18, back in the mid-90s. And I think that's one of the really, really important things that we have here, is that we do have a recognition that we're in it together, and we do have to figure it out, and there's a lot of mutual respect most of the time, and I think it's really important. And I think it's also really important that we have somebody like Larry who puts these things together for us, because I met a lot of people here today, and I'm really glad I came. I haven't been there in a while. So thank you.
Well, moving this away, DC over in the corner there. Barbara.
I want to say I really liked the idea.